Thank you for requesting your free copy of the Portfolio Builder. The first step will be to click on this link right here. Click here to install the Portfolio Builder Chrome app. This software only works in Google Chrome browser, and it only works with a Gmail or G Suite email account. So the first thing you'll want to do is go to the link and click the plus free button. It will open a new spreadsheet, and then it says, let's get started. Portfolio Builder needs your permission to run. Go ahead and log in with the email account you want to associate with the app, and then you're all set. You can now see that this will load the Portfolio Builder add-on. Now located here, and this will be the trigger data update that you'll be using quite frequently. So now this is not your real spreadsheet. In the meanwhile, you'll be receiving two emails. Both will be sent from Portfolio at portfoliobuilder.io. And again, these only work with Gmail accounts. So if you don't have a Gmail, you'll need to re-sign up after you've created a Gmail email account. On the first email, Portfolio Builder Viewer, click Open in Sheets. On the second spreadsheet, then next, open the email that says Portfolio Builder Editor, click in Open Sheets, and then this is our starting point. The next thing you'll want to do is go to Portfolio Builder add-on. Now, if you've been following me for a long time, crypto finance is a nice tool, but we do not need it for this application. And then click on Trigger Data Update. Now this feature does take approximately 2 minutes. It's going to download a lot of data related to the top cryptocurrencies, and it's going to build your portfolio. It will also be connecting the Portfolio Builder Viewer to your Portfolio Builder Editor. So the viewer gives you an eagle's eye look at your portfolio at any given time, tracking investment total, profit, current value, return on investment, total coins per cryptocurrency, target position, your actual position size, difference, and much, much more. So this does take about 2 minutes to update. And in the editor, this is where we're going to be inserting all of your trades, your deposits, your withdrawals, and also being able to easily copy paste out data like how many coins you need to buy of each cryptocurrency, or how many coins of each cryptocurrency you need to sell. And what you can see now is it has loaded all the current prices, and it's ready to rock and roll. So now what I'm going to do is automatically play a new video for you where I discuss the strategy I personally use with the software, and it talks about the cycles of the cryptocurrency market, what my goals are, and really the ins and outs of how to use the software. And what we're going to do today is discuss the 5-phase strategy for investing with cryptocurrencies. And it involves phase 1. When the market has had a 50% plus crash, I like to use my super risky strategy and wait for 200 to 300% potential gains in the portfolio. So last year in 2017, I had a maximum return of 1,200%, and my portfolio had to live through 3 50% crashes, which is not a problem considering the gains I've experienced. But I've fine-tuned the strategy, and so here's the 5 phases. The first phase is to load up on the smaller coins when prices are at relative lows. We're talking about 50% plus below the relative high. Phase 2, after we've already realized 200 to 300% gains, the market goes euphoric. Everybody from your dentist to your cab driver, your Uber driver is talking about cryptocurrencies. That's when I switch to my smart strategy. And I'll show you in a second on the spreadsheet where exactly that setting is. That's going to take most of the money out of our altcoins and place it primarily into Bitcoin. At this point, I expect another 100 to 200% total portfolio gain before I switch to a third setting where I'm bracing for impact. That means I think a big crash is coming, but I don't know when. I don't want to sell because the upside is so much bigger than the downside that it makes no sense to sell out early, because you could miss out on a huge run-up by trying to guess tops. And also, if you start trying to sell out during pullbacks, you're going to be selling all the time because these instruments are so volatile. Phase 4 happens as we've built a short position in phase 3. This means we're going to use an exchange called Poloniex to short Bitcoin with a small percentage of our portfolio. And this way, when the market does crash, we can sell that short position to reduce our loss and then switch back to the super risky strategy. So I'm never selling out of Bitcoin. I'm rather just moving the money around and creating a hedge to help reduce the impact of these crashes that everybody's so scared of. And this spreadsheet software right here makes it extremely easy to know exactly which coins to own, how many to own, when to buy, and when to sell, and how to readjust your portfolio to these different strategies. And the fact of the matter is, unless you're brave to hold on to your portfolios for the long run, you're not going to be capturing these 1,200% annual gains. What you'll do is you'll either end up selling way too early and missing the big run-ups, or you'll sell way too often thinking there's a crash when really it's just normal volatility. Now, before jumping into the spreadsheet in too much detail, I just wanted to quickly review the tools I use to trade cryptocurrencies. And I'd also like to suggest that anyone watching this video subscribe to the channel, because later in the video I'm going to build a brand new portfolio from scratch right now in this video and update it daily with what I'm doing to change the position so that you can follow along and copy what I'm doing. Okay, so first of all, everybody should know about CoinMarketCap, free place to see the daily prices. What I care about, however, is trading volume. The more popular a currency is, the greater likelihood that it will succeed in the future, because more people are using it, more chances for them to get other people to use it and become a successful currency. So that's the first site. The second site is Binance. This is probably the #1 exchange in the world that has the greatest selection of the top cryptocurrencies. GDAX, this is where I deposit funds initially for no fees, so I can convert my US dollars into cryptocurrencies initially. From GDAX, I buy the big 4 coins they offer and then diversify it from there. Poloniex, which was recently bought out by Circle, which is ran by the same CEO as Twitter, and also backed by Goldman Sachs, essentially connected directly to the US government and all the top investment banks. Quite likely the safest place to trade. Less diversity of cryptocurrencies, but they do have a great selection, and they let you short sell Bitcoin. And this will be critical when our portfolio has seen amazing gains and we want to try to protect it from the potential risk of a 50% or greater crash. We can slowly build a short position into Poloniex, pulling some of our profits out. So this is a great exchange to get an account at. Okay, Fork Delta, not everybody knows about this. Think of Windows, that's what Ethereum is. These are all the applications being designed to work on the Ethereum platform. So there's so many profitable software companies that have been built on the Windows platform, and this is the hot spot to get all of those cryptocurrencies. So these are all sub-tokens of Ethereum, and I love getting the most popular applications being designed in Ethereum in my platform, or rather my portfolio. Now the next exchange I want to talk about is Shapeshift. For those of you who buy the Ledger Nano S, I recommend you do it directly from their website, not from a third party. The only way someone can steal your coins with the Ledger Nano S is if they've had the device before you got it and installed a virus or a malware into the USB stick itself. So this is like a super secure key that allows you to access your coins and lets you store your majority of your portfolio outside of an exchange. Now, an exchange leads to 2 risks. One, the entire exchange can be hacked. Everybody loses all of their money. or your personal identity gets stolen. Someone's able to take over your email and phone, reset your passwords, log in, and then withdraw your coins. So if you store your coins into a Ledger Nano S, now you're really not at risk of remote attacks, just people who may know where your Nano Ledger S is and what the PIN code is to access that, which in most cases is not a risk. I like to use the Ledger Nano S to hold coins that are exchangeable with Shapeshift. So I can send coins straight from my Nano Ledger S to Shapeshift, have it convert it into a new coin, and then send it right back to my Nano Ledger S. And so this is a great way to keep a lot of your money outside of the exchange in a much more secure environment. Changely is almost exactly the same as Shapeshift, and from time to time these two have different coin options. For those of you who are just getting started, you want a really simple and cheap, almost instant setup. This is a new company, Abra. They have a lot of the top coins, all available in one app. Now you cannot take all these coins out of Abra. You can really only exit with Bitcoin or USD. So it's almost like they have a synthetic, fake version of all these coins sitting in your wallet on your phone. But they are reputable, and they have a big selection of coins. It's a free app. It's a very quick way to get started. And for those of you who don't like Coinbase for one reason or another, or it's not available to you, here's another option. Robinhood was a popular free stock trading app that just recently added cryptocurrencies. They only have a few coins now, but they're about to add a lot, and is another option for those of you on a small budget. Your email is a huge security risk, so I definitely recommend everyone picking up one of these keys. It's a lot like the Nano Ledger S in terms of it being a physical device that acts as a key. However, this one is designed for making it hard to steal access to your email account. So I use this with Gmail. A lot of people like Proton Mail, but I prefer Gmail myself. So this will make it very hard for a hacker to steal access to your email, which is the central security between you and your exchange access. I use a separate phone that I keep in a safe. I don't want to lose my phone, which has all the authentication codes to access my exchanges. So I have a separate phone. The Google Fi phone service only charges you for minutes used. It's endorsed by Litecoin founder Charlie Lee as the most hacker-proof setup. It's definitely the most affordable, no big monthly fee. Now you can have a special phone just for your cryptocurrency trading. So they have the phones available and the plans in one spot. And then I also recommend using a brand new computer for your crypto trading if you can afford it. The Nano Ledger S is essentially a Chrome app powered software platform. So using a Chromebook makes sense. And in this link you can find various Chromebooks for sale. The problem with using your normal computer is who knows what you've downloaded. You could very well have viruses on your computer that is storing all the keys you type in. They're paying attention to popular exchanges, and they're able to hack your email and all your different logins by simply getting these viruses on your computer. So by isolating what has access to your cryptocurrencies, you can really add a lot of security to your whole setup. Now, in the link below, we offer a free copy of this software, but it is somewhat limited. It's only going to give you the data to trade the top 12 coins, which is Bitcoin. At the time of creating this, it was currently Bitcoin, Ethereum, Ripple, Bitcoin Cash, EOS, Litecoin, Tron, Qtum, Ethereum Classic, Cardano, Neo, and Stellar. And so if we look at the 30-day trading volume of cryptocurrencies, you can see it's still primarily that same setup, except Stellar's fallen down to 22nd. And the basic idea with this investment strategy is that the more trading volume, the higher likelihood of future success of that currency growing and going viral and becoming a means of storing value or making transactions possible to exchange goods. So what we're giving away for free to build and maintain a portfolio of the top 12 coins, in my opinion, really blows away what everybody else is selling out there for thousands of dollars. And most of the products I've seen being pushed online are trying to get you into huge positions in these tiny coins down here. which is a ridiculous gamble with your money. The odds of a coin down here having any impact on the coins up above is very small, and especially as Bitcoin is now working its way towards almost free transactions with very instant speeds. So when that happens, a lot of coins selling points are going to really be diminished, and there's not going to be a real purpose to many of them. So it's going to be interesting to see which of these top 50 or 500 coins below will be able to carve out a niche in the blockchain space that really survives. Right now we're in the beginning of a bubble, so we're seeing almost everything go up, but that won't be the case forever. So then you may ask, well, why do you have such a big portfolio of the top coins? Didn't you get most of your 1,200% gain last year by owning altcoins? And the answer is yes. I did make most of my return not on Bitcoin, even though I was getting into Bitcoin back in the $2,000 range. I made bigger gains from these altcoins. And the simple reason why is because we're at the very start of a huge paradigm shift in what currencies are, and from it going from a hard asset such as gold or printed dollars to this digital technology. And the main reason I'm investing and holding for the long term a portfolio of all the top cryptocurrencies is because I believe a handful of these still have the potential gain that we've seen in a number of cryptocurrencies, which is in the millions of percent. Bitcoin's not the only cryptocurrency to deliver a million+ return for every dollar invested. And I believe there will be plenty of other stories that are finding uses for blockchain that still have massive growth ahead. And I still think Bitcoin can go up approximately another 1,000% in the next 10 years. But the biggest gains will likely be held in some of these altcoins. So that's why we have a 5-phase strategy. When asset prices are low, we want to push as much of our money to these smaller coin positions as possible. So by using this feature right here, you're going to see my position size recommendation for Bitcoin is about to drop. With the smart setting, it was at 44%. Now this update takes about 2 minutes to calculate all the precise position sizes, recommended changes to your portfolio, ROIs. It updates the 30-day trading volume, and it tells you exactly what to do. So I just ran the update. The crypto market is down slightly from yesterday, so our return on investment in this sample portfolio dropped 10%. But you can see now the target size has been greatly reduced. Now I should have an 18% position in Bitcoin rather than the 44% target when I built this just, let's see, I built this Saturday and today is Thursday. So this portfolio is only 6 days old. And it was built initially on the smart strategy to demonstrate how easy it is to use the software. But you can see these position sizes have dramatically increased down below. But they're not huge. I'm not telling anyone to go sink all of their money into something like Digibyte or Walton Coin or Expanse or Vertcoin or Viacoin or Pivex. It's all relative to its 30-day trading volume. We're essentially saying the popularity of your coin over the past 30 days in comparison to all other cryptocurrencies will dictate what ratio of our portfolio is held in each coin. So if there is a big story in cryptocurrencies, we will have a position in that coin and benefit from its growth. And over here in the editor, it's conveniently telling me exactly in Bitcoin, Ethereum, or USD cost what it will cost to rebalance that position. So what happens typically is we'll see 1 or 2 or 3 altcoins pop up by hundreds of percents. But meanwhile, their 30-day trading volume has only gone up perhaps 10 to 20%. And so when that disproportionate rise in price versus trading volume occurs, that's when the software starts to tell you to take profits. Those prices will not be sustained, at least for the short term, until the trading volume can significantly increase. So it makes it very, very simple to know when to sell. in terms of when to buy, as long as the trading volume remains consistent over a 30-day period, while the price, say, drops 50%, that's my signal to double down. I should own twice as many of those coins. So most investors are doing the opposite. They're waiting for a coin to break out, they're trying to jump into it, and then they're trying to guess when it's going to crash and then look for the next breakout. My approach is much different. I would rather hold these coins for the next 10 years, try to capture million% gains for a relative percent of my portfolio, take profits when the short-term trading volume does not match the price, and just consistently rebalance my portfolio to capture the overall movement of the cryptocurrency market. So right now, prices are severely sold off. We're just getting off the bottoms and consolidating, and it looks like cryptocurrency is getting ready for the next big move up. I will maintain the super risky strategy until the total portfolio has gone up at least 200, probably 300%. At that point, I have the option to either wind down the altcoin positions relatively smoothly into the risky strategy first, and then eventually I want to move back to the smart strategy. And what that's going to do is move almost all of my money into Bitcoin. And then, once we've seen approximately a 400 to 600% total portfolio run up, that's the time period where I want to start building a short position using the Poloniex exchange. Now, shorting is difficult. You really can't put too much of your portfolio at risk, because when we're doing so, we're going to be in a very euphoric stage. Prices are going to be going up extremely quickly, and we'll essentially be giving up our return each week to build into this short position, so that when we do get a crash, we can offset part of our losses and reduce the volatility in our return. We're not trying to completely wipe out ever losing money. That's not going to be possible. But rather than seeing a 50% crash in the value of our portfolio, we'll be able to still maintain all of our positions in all of the top coins, continue to ride the euphoria, but when the impact happens, we can potentially reduce that by 25 to 50%. Less drawdown. Okay, so that's enough theory. Let's get into some real action. Let's build a portfolio from scratch using today's prices, and then every day I'll be managing that portfolio right here for free on YouTube. And as well, if you click on the link below, get your free spreadsheet, you'll see the email update as well. Okay, so you're going to get 2 emails from us, and it's called the client editor and the client viewer. First step is to open each. And when you first open it up, it's not going to let you do anything. That's because our first step is we need to connect the 2 sheets. So you need to go to the client editor and wait for a few minutes, because right here, as soon as it's done loading, will pop up a button we can click to trigger an update and connect our spreadsheets. Okay, there it goes, Crypto Trader Tool. First thing I'll do is trigger data update. I'll go back to the money manager, tell it I want the super risky strategy, and I will trigger one more update. After that, it's going to tell me exactly what to do to build the portfolio. Okay, so now it's populated, and I have everything I need to know right here. Essentially, it says I have $7,627 too much worth of Bitcoin, and I should be buying 1,200 Ethereum, 1,500 Ripple, etc. You can just go down the list. It tells you what it would cost in Ethereum, Bitcoin, or USD. So let's flip over to the viewer now. The viewer tells us our return on investment, tells us our target size, our difference, total return on investment to date. And as you can see, all these positions are for our paid members. For the free folks, again, I like our free product better than anything I found out there that's for sale. There's absolutely zero cost for you to get started following our strategy. But let's just start trading, okay? So this is what it says. We need to sell some Bitcoin and buy all these other coins. So where would you do that? Well, the cheapest way would have been to deposit money into your GDAX account. So you can do that here, and it's free. It takes like 5 days, or you could just buy a Bitcoin, pay 4% from Coinbase. Whatever you prefer to do, it's not going to make a huge detriment to your return on investment in the long term. And really, time's not on your side. There's a growing demand for cryptocurrencies that's not going to stop. So trying to pick the bottom in Bitcoin is really quite impossible, and there's a lot more potential gain ahead than downside. So I would just recommend doing whatever's fastest. From there, you need to send your Bitcoin to either one or more exchanges. And you're going to need to make sure that those exchanges can buy these coins from rows 5 through 16. Probably the best exchange for the greatest diversity of coins is Binance. But if you're to set up two, I would set up one at Binance and one at Poloniex. That way, when it comes time to short Bitcoin, Poloniex is the go-to place to do that. Now, after you've managed to transfer some money from GDAX to either Binance or Poloniex or both, it's time to start filling these orders. Now, we have a handy calculator over here that's really designed to help the premium members, which has a little bit more complexity because now they have to buy coins from 4 sources and they need to store them in different areas, and so it's quite a calculation to figure that out. For you free folks, you can see that these 4 coins are easily purchased at GDAX. They can stay at GDAX. Then you just need to transfer some of your Ethereum or Bitcoin. Those are the 2 currency pairs that you can buy all the altcoins with over to Binance and Poloniex. They both cover almost all of these coins. This is where I personally recommend storing and buying each of the various coins. Blue is for Binance, green is for Poloniex. So it's simple. You've got 3 locations to buy your coins, and here's how much money you should spend. So we're going to break down Bitcoin, the most liquid currency pair, into these different positions. So let's start with the first coin. The first coin is we need some Ethereum, and we need to spend 0.139562218 to buy 2.273257076 Ethereum. Aren't you glad you didn't have to calculate that by hand? Okay, so I've literally just copied this link and opened a new tab so that I can start putting my trades into the BTC selling tab. So we have different tabs. Deposits, anytime you deposit fiat into either USDT, Bitcoin, Ethereum, or Litecoin, you place it right here. This keeps track of your initial investment in this field right here. On this tab, we have withdrawals. We currently only track withdrawing USDT. So to keep life simple, make sure you're not trying to withdraw in any other format, as long as you want to calculate it as a profit. So this, all withdraws end up in your profit B1 cell right here. Okay, transfers does not affect your return on investment. This is just a mapping of where I'm storing my coins, and it allows me to place all my wallet addresses for the Nano Ledger S. Now it's quite a bit of work, probably 3 to 5 hours to really set up this many Nano Ledgers and install all the wallets and collect all your addresses and do test transactions to make sure they all work. Our private membership area goes into all of this in great detail. We've created 50+ tutorials that are 5 to 10 pages long each for every single little step involved in investing in cryptocurrencies. For a lot of you just getting started, you may not want the Nano Ledger. You can always set that up later and move your coins there at a future date. Okay, so the next tab is USDT selling. That means I'm selling Tether to buy one of these coins that are currently possible to trade with. And we've just pre-programmed 15 spots for each of these. Our new version of the software will be a little more simple. It'll automatically pick up what you've done, and so you won't have to worry about having so many tabs. Now USDT buying, that means we're buying USDT by selling one of our cryptocurrencies. And here's the tab we're at right now. We're going to sell some of our Bitcoin to buy these different positions. Okay, so let's go to the first position. We need to copy this. Now, I'm not going to actually show this in the exchange. If you don't know how to buy and sell in exchanges, just go to YouTube and search how to buy and sell Poloniex, how to buy and sell Binance. It's very easy. We also include that in our premium membership area with written instructions, but quite often we're just referencing free YouTube videos. For those of you just getting started, it's just one search away to learn how to do that. It's not hard. What is hard is calculating the exact amounts to buy and sell and maintaining the right proportion over time. And that's what this software is all about. So I'm going to focus on demonstrating the power of the software. So I'm going to copy the amount of Ethereum I want to purchase. Right click, copy, come over to here. Okay, so now this is very important. Selling Bitcoin to buy, Bitcoin sold. So the new coins is where I will pay special values only or paste into the bar. If you just paste it normally, it will copy that color, which we don't want. Not that it really matters, but just to keep things simple. Okay, your commission cost would go here. Commission cost gets taken out of your profit. These are relatively cheap, and I will demonstrate how to use that as well as this section over here, which is pretty much hand typed in and calculates your tax obligations for each time you sell a cryptocurrency. So this first purchase could be done at GDAX, and now I can come over here and I can see how many Bitcoins I had to sell to achieve that number of coins. Paste. Okay, cost of coin sold. So I want to know the cost of Bitcoin when I sold it. Come back to here and I can see the last price. Now, of course, you'll be able to paste the data straight from your exchange to get the exact values. And you can see I paid $5.29 a coin. That is automatically calculated. And that happens to be the current price. The commission cost on this would probably be about 52 cents. Okay, now over here is for tax accounting. So we held for 0 days because we just bought the coin, and we actually paid $820. So we have a negative 40-cent return on this trade. And we can track the date bought and sold by just inputting that, and it'll automatically calculate how many days held. You want to hold for over a year as often as possible with as much of your portfolio as possible. And that way you get the lower tax rate. Okay, so the first coin is inserted. Let's continue. So now the next coin is Ripple. I will copy the cost. Paste. Come over here. Grab the coins purchased. Come back. Grab the Bitcoin price because that's what I was selling. Sorry, this would probably be closer to $1.20, $1.50. And now we have the second position filled. Let's continue. Now we're at the Bitcoin Cash. Here's the coins I need to buy. Paste, come back here. Here's the Bitcoin cost. Copy that. And then the price is going to be the same. Now we have 3 positions filled. Let's go to the next. EOS needs 84 coins. Come right here, paste. You can copy this down, grab the coins sold. Paste enter. Now we have 1, 2, 3, 4 coins filled. Okay, so I'm going to pause and fill the next 8 positions, and then we'll review all our orders, and then we'll hit trigger, and you'll see how our portfolio is now perfectly dialed in for the right proportion of coins per cryptocurrency for the current low cost in the total cryptocurrency market right now. And again, as the market heats up, as we're breaking into new highs, I'll likely switch from the super risky strategy down to the risky strategy, and then start to phase out into the smart strategy as we begin building the short position to embrace for impact. We know there's going to be big 50% crashes quite a few times per year as this really materializes into a world cryptocurrency likely to be dominated by Bitcoin. But at this point in time, because we're such a small market cap, I do suspect the biggest gains to be held in these altcoins. Okay, so I'll fill in the rest of these orders, and then we'll update the sheet and show what the viewer looks like. Okay, I got them all filled in. Probably building a 12 coin portfolio for most of you will take between 30 to, I'd say, as much as 2 hours to do. But then your work's pretty much done. The only thing we're going to do now is wait for the portfolio to really jump up in value, start pulling profits on coins that are going up, add to positions that are flat or low, and continue balancing our portfolio a couple times a week. So as you can see, I have all of the buy orders. I've got all of the dates purchased. I've got my tax reporting data over here, so I know what profit or loss was realized during each transaction. And now it's time to trigger data update. You have to do that every time. That updates the prices, your sheet recognizes, and it also recalculates everything to see where your portfolio is overweight or underweight, where you can take profits, where you need to add positions, etc. So now, as soon as this is done running the script, we'll have a nice clean view of our portfolio over here. And here we go. You can see the portfolio is now balanced. Our position size is matching the target size. And as these positions go up or down in volume, or rather price, and as the 30-day trading volume slowly and gradually changes, these position sizes will automatically update and tell you exactly what to do. And all of your actions are copy-pasted straight out of this Money Manager editor sheet. So there you have it. I encourage everyone to subscribe to the YouTube channel, leave comments and questions below. Click on the link and download your free spreadsheet. Also enjoy the free live webinar where you can ask me questions once a week. That's hosted on Wednesdays at 2:30 Eastern. And if you want to get really fancy, you want to get your hands on tons of very advanced tutorials, access to our forum, access to a second webinar, and a second daily update that's only available to our private memberships, then you can inquire about upgrading to our premium service. Thank you so much for your time, and I look forward to reporting the returns on this brand new portfolio built in front of everyone's eyes daily, Monday through Friday.